After winning Las Vegas, the road had been a treacherous one for Edmonton Impact in the States. They put up another win on the board in Prague. They were just not getting consistent performances from their roster this year to contend at the last 3 events in the US. World Cup was their current roster's last chance to prove themselves. If they didn't do well here, heads could roll, and we could see a different Edmonton Impact in 2020.
We're coming. What next? Oh.
The game of paintball is a diverse activity that means many different things to many different people. But to a team originating out of Canada, Edmonton Impact, it means one thing above all others: a quest to be the absolute best. Their adventure started back in 2003 in the rookie division.
Split with Team Peg Factory. We are from Edmonton, Alberta. We're Canadians, right there.
We do a lot of training back here in Edmonton.
Then after over a decade and a half of hard work and perseverance, their Canadian core, surrounded by a select group of elite imported talent, came to define dominance as they railed off 14 wins all over the world during a 4-year run. They hadn't just climbed the mountain, they had become the mountain.
This is it, so big congratulations to Edmonton Impact.
Look your Impact! Way to go!
It says a lot. You know, I think about the boys and 10 years old playing, and you never dreamed of coming this far and how we've come.
But after their success with the win in Vegas last year, they hit a slump with disappointing finish after frustrating performance. But changes were made and new players were brought in. Now re-energized and reformed, Impact's mission remains the same as it always has been: crush everyone on the way to the #1 spot and become the best team ever to pick up a paintball gun. Join us on the Impact Series as we dive into all the on and off field drama that drives this legendary squad and their journey to get back to the top. Brought to you only by GoSports.com. Well, it's the game that we have been waiting for and the matchup that we expected in the final game, the final match, to see who's the best team in paintball. The 2019 NXL Las Vegas Open here at Craig Ranch Park in Las Vegas, Nevada. Matty Marshall with Nick Sloviak and Todd Martinez. It's the 2 teams you expected, Houston Heat and Edmonton Impact, facing off to see who's going to win this tournament. Todd, what are your thoughts on this matchup?
Matty, I mean, it's the 2 teams that have been at the top of the league for years now, right? The 2 teams champions, Houston Heat taking over Impact's reign for the past 3 years. And you know that Impact, after that offseason, decided that they needed another shot at Houston Heat. But Houston Heat trying to prove that they belong up here once again. The best team in the world, the best players, they're ready to go here today.
Edmonton Impact, absolutely dominant through multiple seasons, 3 season series titles in a row. But in the offseason, they changed their roster. They lost Keith Brown to Tampa Bay Damage. They let go of Rainey Stanzik. Dalton Vanderbilt retired, and they had to go back and figure out, well, who are we going to get? So they got Alex Rosati, got Tim Russell back on there, but they have been running with a crew of starting 5 veteran players that have been there and done it before for them. Nick, what do you think about Impact?
I think what they're doing is working. You know, they're one of the teams that a lot of people had questions about with those roster changes. They picked up the veteran Greg Sewers, who's part of that program, had been there before, and we've seen him get multiple spins. So, you know, Dave Baines and Bart Yakimak have definitely put together a machine, and we've seen that machine just come to life out here on this field and just get the job done. On the flip side, Houston Heat, 1 player change, and that player was out here, Sergei Slishnikov, playing for the Red Legion. But no other changes than that. Didn't add anyone to the roster, and I've got to say, Ryan Smith has done a great job of mixing up his players, and now he's got his final 5, and what a good job they've done so far.
They have absolutely done an amazing job. What was interesting, though, was they got beat by San Diego Aftermath in the prelims in the last game on Friday. They had to come into Saturday, and they needed to win 2 games to make sure that they could make it on. They had to beat the Outlaws. They had to beat the Ironmen. They won convincingly. They only let the Outlaws and the Ironmen score collectively 2 points against them on Saturday. We're also talking about the world champions, Houston Heat. They squeaked out a series title like we've never seen before. 2 points over Edmonton Impact. They had to come out of the wild card round at World Cup, win 4 games in a row against all the other teams that wanted to get out there and win the World Cup, which is pretty much just puts the keystone on the top of a career. And that's what Ryan Moorhead did. And he really helped out Houston Heat as he was the MVP. And when you're looking at Houston Heat heading into this final game, you're looking at a scary squad, but also at the end of their barrels is going to be Edmonton Impact. And let's talk about personnel. Todd, Alex Goldman's, he's in just peak physical condition. He's dominating over here on the Snake side of the field. He's looking like one of those tournaments where he's just unstoppable.
Yeah, and if he continues that run, then there's a good chance that you're going to see Edmonton Impact hoisting that trophy over here. But if there's anybody that can shut down Alex Goldman, it's going to be Konstantin Fedorov, who's playing the 1 over here on the Snake side for Houston Heat. And right behind him is another candidate for the MVP from 2018, Chad George.
Nick, we got to talk about Chad George. If it wasn't for Chad George, we would not be singing Houston Heat song here in the finals. We would be talking about a different team because Chad George had to go into a one-on-one against Matt Jackson, who was on fire this weekend. He was the kill count leader, but Chad George stepped up. He won that one-on-one. We're talking about the runner-up for the season of MVP in the States last year and the guy that won it over in Europe.
How many one-on-ones has Chad George single-handedly won for Houston Heat? Not only to win them matches today against AC Dallas, but tournaments. The dude is just a machine. You can see your Mind Family Fantasy Paintball picks right there. 54 or 55% of you guys feeling that Houston Heat will take this one. 45% for Impact. Call that a pretty even split right there. One of the other things I really like is the use for Heat. Chad George and Fedorov, that combo. You got Chad Boucher in there, getting some spins, getting it done.
Chad Boucher has definitely got some spins. I talked to Chad. He was a little frustrated on Friday. Didn't get a ton of playing time, but they put him in. He was capable. He was efficient. He stayed alive. He got some kills. And so he's getting the start here in the final. Ronnie Dizon also been up in that center, a little position change. Greg Sewers getting the start for Edmonton Impact, but he gets shot off the break coming over controversially from the Los Angeles Iron in the offseason. And Greg Sewers is going to take the walk, but they shoot Konstantin Fedorov. Edmonton Impact going to even up the count, and it is 4-on-4.
Yeah, it was Justin Rabikoff, quick wrap shot to put that shot in on Fedorov. Good job by Houston Heat to get that read on Greg Sewers going to that Dorito 2. It's a quick shot by Ronnie Dizon. Ronnie now making his way up to the center 50. He's going to look to go around. The door, that window's open, and he takes it. Now he's going to be able to sit there and wait for Alex Goldman. If he makes the move, he can time it just right. He'll be able to get some free kills, but now Justin Rabikoff and Alex Goldman.
Goldman, I think, might have just caught one, but Goldman, he's not. He's trying to play it off right now. The referee's in there. He's checking out his shoulder. He's going to pull him out. A little decent acting job from Alex Goldman, but the ref caught him. And then here comes Nick Laval, who jumps over to get the better angle. And what an amazing move by Nick Laval, who's been dominant here in the center for Edmonton Impact. But he ends up getting caught on a sloppy wrap.
Yeah, and that was Chad George over here with heads-up play, but Justin Rabikoff quickly advances to the 50 Snake. When Chad goes to load, he's going to try and fill out to the outside. Justin Rabikoff's going to pick him up. It's Zach and Justin looking at Chad Boucher, who launches onto Impact side of the field. Moorhead, he's going to come back around and try and use that to his advantage.
Moorhead somehow still alive over there.
This is insane.
I don't know how Moorhead is still alive. Or is that Chad Boucher?
That's Chad Boucher.
Chad Boucher. Moorhead was on the D side. Chad Boucher somehow, some way, still alive all the way past the 50-yard line and on the Impact side of the field. But finally gets pinched out because Rabikoff's like, I'm tired of this. I'm going to move up the field to get a better angle. He does, gets the shot, gets the point, and Impact is going to take the lead.
Yeah, Rabikoff's spidey sense is tingling as he just happened to look because it didn't seem like anybody picked up Moorhead making that move all the way back around. Here's Nick Laval in the replay. He recognizes where Ronnie Dizon is, come and jumps over the top to make sure he got him clean. And then going to see Chad George wrap
Beautiful move, but just a little too much on the wrap, man. If he had just hung out there for a little bit, but you know what? Hey, man, Laval's feeling it. He wanted that extra kill, but look at that, just a J-Rab, just casual shot over the top. Like it's no big deal over here. And then this was the close on Chad Boucher, who was just stuck. You can see from our D-side cam, Chad Boucher stuck over there trying to do all he can to live. Couldn't do it, couldn't stay alive. And let's get a look and a listen into the pits. But Justin Rabikoff is up by 1 kill on Alex Goldman. We're in the pits. Let's hear.
1 minute, guys. Do we know the game date?
Calm and relaxed in the pits right now for Edmonton Impact, wanting to steal the best team in paintball title back from Houston Heat. And it's at stake right now. It's at stake every event. Yes, you have series titles. Yes, you have world championships. That stuff goes in the books and you become a legend. However, it's what have you done for me lately here in the sport of professional paintball? And right now, this is the battle, and it's still at hand in the sense that Houston Heat's only down 1. They could get that one back here pretty quick the way they've been playing here on Sunday.
Yeah, and you look at Alex Rosati, the newest pickup for Edmonton Impact, coming over from NYX. Rosati got a few spins out there, play that Dorito side. But man, I think Moorhead just shot a little too early coming out to shoot at Justin Rabikoff. If he had waited until he got to the corner and lined up his shot, he would have had a free kill. But he shot a little early. Justin felt the pressure, tucked in, and then had one of the most amazing over-the-top wrap shots to take out Moorhead. Here we go, point number 2.
13-16 to go as we're only in the second point. Houston Heat with a solid 5 alive break. Edmonton Impact also 5 alive. And here comes Laval, going to reposition on a secondary into the brick. Pretty good crossfield spread, even up for both teams. But here comes Alex Goldman, dives and glides into Snake 1 and makes it in clean. And Todd, he's just kind of doing whatever he wants over there for the most part.
Yeah, you ask Goldman what he's doing over here, he'll tell you, I play to win. And that's what he's doing. If he's got to get there, he's going to get there. Alex Goldman knows exactly what he wants to do, and that's get down the snake, get kills, and finish games for Edmonton Impact.
But Nick Fedorov also here still on the snake side, and Fedorov has had a really good day today.
He's had a good day. He definitely struggled a little bit. We're going to see Chad Boucher get eliminated right now out of that Dorito 1. Not sure if that was on a bounce shot. But, I mean, Fedorov, we've seen him.
Oh, but he dives into a Cyclops, but Nick Laval gets shot at the same time. And now then Justin Rabikoff's going to try to get behind Goldman, and he does. He makes it clean. Chad George already mirrored up in that spot now with Justin Rabikoff, and here comes Moorhead. He's going to get out wide on the D side of the field on our D side cam, and there's now Alex Goldman talking it up, and we do see a body come off here, and that is Zach Yakimek? No,
yep.
Yeah, Zach Yakimek taking the walk.
Yeah,
here comes Greg Sewers, though, Todd.
It should be a 3-on-3.
Greg Sewers now making a move up to the Dorito 4.
Ronnie D's on. Chad George.
Yeah, Ronnie's still playing super tight in that center mini wall. I'm not really sure. I think Greg Sewers has picked him up. You can see Moorhead, he was playing pretty deep off that Dorito corner. Kind of a scary spot to play because Justin Rabikoff in the snake corner can shoot at him. And Mouse Alex Goldman in this snake 1.
Oh, but Chad George loses a gunfight down the sideline to Justin Rabikoff, and that might be, that's another kill for Justin. Justin and his teammate Mouse, they're basically going back and forth to see who's going to win the Golden Barrel Trophy here, the Top Gun title.
You think Justin's going to shoot Mouse in the back to take it from him?
What if that happened in the last point?
You know.
Oh, man, 11 minutes to go here, and Impact up by 1 body here on Houston Heat.
Yeah, you can see how deep Ryan Moorhead is playing off that corner. And the reason why he's doing that is 2 things. 1, he can block out the shots coming across him from the snake side. And 2, is because if Greg Sewers, who just shoots him down the wire, wants to make a move down the tape, he can do so. Ronnie Dizon's going to launch, but they're going to go ahead and the horn's going to go off.
Yeah, so Ryan Smith, the coach of the year last year, Houston Heat, is going to concede the point. And you can see Goldman and Rabikoff having a discussion. So I'm hearing that Ryan Moorhead, I'm getting some information from down in our booth that Ryan Moorhead shot Chad Boucher in the back from that point.
It wasn't Rabikoff shooting Goldman, it was Moorhead shooting Boucher.
Yeah, so there's been a lot of friendly fire actually on this field here this weekend. It happens out here. But we're in the pits now with Heat. Let's listen in.
I shattered a ball, and the next ball went right into you.
Yeah, so you can hear right there, Ryan Moorhead breaks a ball in his gun and shoots Chad Boucher. But now head on over to
GoSports.com, and you want to watch the rest of the final match here, the 2019 NXL Las Vegas Open. It should be close. I know that Impact is up 2-0 currently, but these two teams have had close battles. So join us on GoSports.com, and you can see Chad George, Moorhead, Konstantin Fedorov, Dizon, and Chad Boucher are the top killers here for Houston Heat. 29 for Chad, 28 for Ryan. We can add an extra one as Ryan shot Chad Boucher in that last point. No, I love Ryan Moorhead. But yeah, so Chad Boucher, though, good story there. He didn't play much at all in the first day. And then they started giving him some spins, and he earned that starting spot here in the finals.
It really stood out to me when they were playing Trade My Gun the other day. And it was a four on, I can't remember what it was, but Ryan Moorhead died, Chad George died, and it was just Ryan Dizon and Chad Boucher. And just hearing the communication out of him and the way those two work together, and they pulled that out. It's, man, you're doing pretty good over here.
Yeah, he
gets those spins.
Got some good spins. It looks like, though, Nico Hyde coming into play this one.
Yeah, Ryan Moorhead. You know, hey, man, you shoot your buddy, you got to sit.
So
can't be having that out here.
Looks like right now, standard starting 5 for Edmonton Impact. I asked Bart, hey, you going to run 2 lines with the new guys? Are you going to go starting 5? He didn't really show his hand. He said, I don't really know. We will see. But they definitely went starting 5 here at this event. And they're up by 2.
Oh, and Konstantin Fedorov trying to go to the forward tower on the snake side on the break, getting picked up. Referee runs in to check Alex Goldman. He's clean, so all 5 bodies alive.
Yeah,
Edmonton Impact.
Ryan Dizon was the back center shooter over here towards the snake side, trying to take out Alex Goldman. He does not, and immediately it goes from the back center up to the brick and now into the center mini wall. That's been Ronnie's move quite often. He'll go up to the center 50 and then retreat. The one thing that we haven't really seen him, at least I haven't seen him do, is capitalize from that spot on players making moves. And that's something that Heat needs. And right now with a 2-0 lead, the way Impact's been playing, Ronnie's going to have to make something happen through the middle to try and switch the guns because they're in a position right now where they're not going to go anywhere. Saw this earlier today.
We're going to continue to see it.
Yeah, this is where it's really all on Heat right now, and it's going to hurt them. Losing Fedorov on the break, a big offensive weapon over here. It's going to be tough for Chad George to get out through 2 different guns. He's got Zach Yakimak shooting at him from the back center right there on your screen, and Justin Rabikoff mirrored up with him down the tape. Alex Goldman's playing pretty tight right now in this corner. He hasn't really engaged in any gunfight. He does have a big blind shot, though, wrapping the corner.
Well, with the body advantage on the snake side, he doesn't have to.
Right.
He can just be there, and it's trouble for Heat because they have to worry about him. Because at any time he can pop out, make a quick move up to the snake. But he's really, it's Justin Rabikoff and Alex Goldman just double teaming Chad George right now, shooting bounce shots into him. And they just shoot him right in the front of the gun. Chad George is going to come walking off. Nico Hyde is going to quickly fill into that same spot, put him in the same precarious position that Chad George was just in.
It's
just bunker of death, Matty.
Yeah, we were talking about what could potentially be the bunker of death, but it's just not looking good for Heat here in this point. And they have 8 minutes, 43 seconds. The clock is ticking, and Impact's so good when they go up a couple points. Rabikoff going to get into Snake 2, wrap around and try to get a shot on Boucher cross field, and ends up getting shot on Ronnie there in the center. Ronnie Dizon comes off. They need to concede this point. There goes Nico Hyde, and Rabikoff is stacking up some more kills here.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm liking the play call with Ronnie. Not that Ronnie isn't capable, but in those moves and watching them earlier, and just trying to figure out, just trying to get a read for what they're going to do. This match brought to you by GI Sports and the GI Stealth marker. You can see that right there on your screen. Combined performance, GI Sports teaming up with Planet Eclipse and Exalt Paintball. You can head down to gisports.com to check that out. Custom milling and a excellent Exalt paintball case come all packaged in one with the GI Stealth paintball marker. Partnered up with Planet Eclipse at gisports.com. Or if you're here, grabbing t-shirts in the stands being tossed out, head over to the GI Sports booth.
So currently Houston Heat is just riding the struggle bus and having a difficult time staying alive to the guns of Edmonton Impact. Let's check in with Lauren Kelly.
Thanks. Yeah, they are definitely having a hard time here early on in this finals match, but they said that they've been here before and they can just fix it and bring it back. It sounds like Coach Ryan Smith is going to be sending Chad George to the snake corner and sending Konstantin Fedorov short, so Chad can try to help him get into that snake to see if that can help them get some kills and get a point on this board.
What do you think, Nick?
Man, it's tough because Chad, the survivability short for Heat has been great, but not to hate on Fedorov, but he's just definitely caught some and trying to make his way out wide, and I think it's just the risk versus reward right now. They got to figure something else out. You can see your Top Gun killers right now, Justin Rabikoff with a 4-kill lead to get this Top Gun award from Carbon Paintball, custom golden barrel, engraved Top Gun.
That's just a couple points for Alex Goldman, though, a couple 2-packs away from tying it up here with Justin Rabikoff. I just want to say, though, tip my hat to Justin Rabikoff. He did not have a first good day. His Friday performance was not Justin Rabikoff quality, and I mean, he just kind of got internal on it and came back firing on Friday and Saturday. I'm sorry, on Saturday and Sunday here today. He's been quite unstoppable out there, and that's just really impressive to see him come in motivated and get in shape. Todd, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Justin Rabikoff, there's a reason why Impact has been on this run for the past 3 years. 3 years coming into this one. Even before that, they're dominant. But, I mean, Justin Rabikoff has been amazing for 10 years now.
Yeah.
He's one of the best players in the league, if not the best player in the league for a reason. He's just so skilled. He's so talented. And a lot of it's so natural. And you heard him say that, he put in extra effort this year. Right, he wants to make sure that they continue to stay at the top. It's a big disappointment when you go on a 3-year run, you have an opportunity to win it at the end, and then Heat comes in and takes it from you. So Justin Rabikoff wants to come out here and take it right back.
Konstantin Fedorov getting shot here off the break, and Edmonton Impact's picking on him. 8 minutes and 13 seconds to go. Heat down a body again.
They've done such a good job of just filling that zone full of paint, and it's unfortunately for Fedorov, he just seems to be the bearer of that and taking the brunt of it. And so it's just something that Heat's got to try and figure out. And right now, there's still plenty of time left. But again, with this point spread, here's a great move. So Chad George getting out wide, now making his way into the snake. This is the first time we've really seen Heat have a presence in here all match. Chad Boucher wraps on. He's looking to make his presence known in the center. He's going to go up to the mini wall. Looks like Zach Yakimak took one off the head. Yeah, he did. So bodies now even at 4 apiece, and Chad George making his way to the 50. Goldening going to launch inside from the snake corner. Chad calling out his shot, but not going to get it. So I can't tell which way Chad Boucher is looking, but
well, Chad George is playing aggressive right here, as he knows they need to trying to make something happen. Down by 3 with 7:19 left to go. Chad George gun dominant on the snake side, but Mouse is just hanging out, waiting for him to run him down. Nobody behind Chad, so he has no help over here.
And Chad Boucher just missed a huge shot on Greg Sewers going from the Dorito 1 to the Dorito 2. Ref ran in there and checked him. Ryan Moorhead's in reposition into the brick. This is a point that Heat needs to put on the board right now.
Yeah, and it's the first time that we've seen Heat kind of change up what they were doing, sending Ryan Moorhead over there to the Dorito side, Chad Boucher up the middle. But I mean, that getting Konstantin Fedorov on the break, 3 separate points pretty much has just been huge for Edmonton Impact. Yeah, good job by them of picking on him because, I mean, he's such a weapon. Yeah. And you're forcing Houston Heat to not only play down bodies, but their biggest killer arguably comes off the field.
Yeah, I mean, Fedorov really stepped up, and right now double stacking the brick here for Houston Heat. Chad George on an island by himself here in the snake. Time ticking off the clock. Heat has to find a way to crack this crossed up line of Edmonton Impact.
Yeah, the move right now, depending on which way Greg is looking, but Moorhead could really pound Greg's spot. Chad Boucher could look to make a move through the middle.
Yeah, Greg has to be
nobody's looking through the middle. Laval is
Greg has to be looking inside.
Well, I mean, Chad Boucher could still go there and deal with him.
Yeah, and there goes the move for Houston Heat.
Yeah, I believe that's D2.
Nico Hyde. Time ticking off the clock, though. This is a real long point. This is exactly what Impact wanted to happen.
Yeah, that's a great move by Nico. And what needs to happen if Nico can play the outside in wrap on Nick Laval and force Greg Sewers' gun to switch, that's where Chad Boucher can then make that move through the center and try and get some penetration and get some kills and create some chaos. But right now, Impact doing just a great job of taking time off the clock and locking things down. Heat needs to put it together. Moorhead and Boucher in the same bunker right now. No one on Impact is over-engaging in a gunfight.
Yeah.
So with those 3 Heat players, Nico, Moorhead, and Boucher, all within 15 feet of each other, they need to talk and go, hey, guys, what are we going to do to put a point on the board? Because at this rate, we're not going to win this event just sitting here.
Yeah, it's just textbook right now from Edmonton Impact. They're crossing it up. Even on the body count 4-4, they have the 3-point lead. And yes, Chad's in a really good spot here, but he's dumped now, let's see, 7 pods here at this 50-yard line.
Yeah,
There's 7 pods on his side. He does have 1 dangling from the left-hand side of his pack, but Chad's been trying to get Mouse to engage, but he won't. And then J-Rab, all he's doing is just watching over Mouse. They're refusing to engage because an engagement could mean a gunfight loss. And also J-Rab, 8 confirmed kills for him, trying to make that run for the Top Gun title here in Vegas.
Wow.
Here comes Ryan Moorhead. Ryan Moorhead's trying to make something happen. He always tries to make something happen, and he has to. They're running out of time. They need 3 just to tie. We're in the final match. There's no more games left.
He doubled up with Nico in the Dorito 2 and went up and around through Nick Laval's gun, with Nico helping to get into the Dorito 4.
You can see on the D-side cam here is Ryan Moorhead trying to make it happen. We can see from behind them, they are stacking up bodies on that Dorito side of the field. 3 attackers over there, and just Chad. So Chad has to stay alive, but as we crack the 4-minute marker, 3:45 to go.
I think he just loaded his last pod. And yeah, Chad Boucher's got to
get it going.
Yeah, it's about time to make a move here. Nobody's even shot at Chad Boucher in a long time. Nick Laval is looking directly down that Dorito wire as Ryan Moorhead runs through another gun. Chad Boucher has got to look to make a move. Rabakov hasn't looked at him. Goldman hasn't looked at him.
I'm actually surprised Chad hasn't.
They have enough bodies.
Yeah, his specialty is center run-throughs,
well,
and he's played great so far the past couple days. So somebody needs to make something happen, man.
And Chad George has yet to really pop the top on Justin. Justin now puts himself, there we go, there's a little pop. So Chad confirms where Justin has made the move to. But this right now, if he can look inside, put a couple drop shots in on Greg Sewers, which he has not even tried to do in that Dorito 2, he could run the highway. Yeah, and he's frustrated. You can hear him.
Yeah, so Impact is still perfectly burning time off the clock, not losing gunfights, just tucked in, watching lanes. They've let Ryan Moorhead run through 2 of those lanes, but they're containing him. They're not letting him affect the game yet. Now Chad is going to start exploring that center and look for a possible run-through.
He waited until Alex Goldman got bored and decided to look inside.
Yeah, now Chad Boucher is in a rough spot, although Alex does shift.
Just utter control out of Edmonton Impact here in this point. And I mean, Heat is stacked up now on the 50s, but there's only 2 minutes and 22 seconds left. They burnt off tons of minutes, and here does come the move as Chad Boucher comes through, and he gets them both. Beautiful job by Chad Boucher, and is he still alive? He's gonna get the 3. Count them all. Everyone killed by Chad Boucher and a monster run through. They still have a chance now, down by 2 with about 2 minutes left to go. Unfortunately, I mean, as beautiful as that run-through was and perfectly executed by Chad Boucher, he definitely waited for the right moment. The timing was impeccable. However, they're still down by 2 points. They only have 2 minutes left. A lot of time was burned off the clock looking for that specific move.
Yeah, they definitely needed a big play to get some momentum, and that's exactly what that was right there. And Houston Heat can definitely score points in a hurry, but to do it against Edmonton Impact is going to be really tough as Fedorov on the break once again catches the ball, trying to go to that first can on the snake side.
And, yeah, Chad George, a little bit of a little miscue there and bad choreography on the run out, but Chad George stayed alive. Even with that, made it through. But look at this run through from Chad Boucher. Gets 1, gets 2. There's 4 players alive, so he's going to run over, and then he's going to blast that player as well, too. Justin Rabakov in the back, and just a perfectly executed run through from Chad Boucher. And he's playing some of the best paintball I've seen him play here this weekend.
He's getting the opportunities, making the most of it.
See, I thought that's, I mean, I never mean to criticize up here, but like Chad Boucher, this is a center run-through field. Opportunities to make moves just like that. Yeah. Ronnie Dizon just came off World Cup where he was the best Dorito player there. Put Ronnie Dizon out there on that Dorito side. Let him go. Yeah. You know, there you see the crowd out in the stands here, hanging out, watching the finals. But I understand, too, because, like, we did kind of do the same thing with LJ, too, right? Hey, we got a little guy. It's hard to pick him up running through the middle of the field. But I mean, Ronnie D's on. He's been your Dorito guy.
It's tough.
Right?
This field was a little perplexing. A lot of people were trying to. Also, it's the beginning of the year too, so you have a little bit more time to kind of think about positions. You can see there in the FanWagon statistics. Hopefully, you got your picks in. As there's a MacDev Prime at stake here in first place. Big shout out to MacDev coming in and helping out with some FanWagon prizes. Definitely want to download the app, but if you could see, this could be an upset victory, which is interesting to say because it's Impact, but Houston Heat did really step up at the end of last year. They took the series title, and they were the better team at the end of 2018. Now,
they're calling a timeout.
But it looks like a timeout being called. However, that's why the FanWagon stats. So I can understand why Houston Heat was the fan favorite just slightly, and there's the starting five that's been getting it done all tournament long here. In the beginning of the tournament, you did get some reps for some of the other guys. We saw JC actually have some really good points. Justin Cornell on that D side. We saw, Zane Yakimek had some really good points. I mean, that's good, actually, really, really solid for Impact for their future for the rest of the year, is that they had a lot of reps for some of their guys. Everyone played pretty well, even Rosati, Tim Brusselback. But, they're trying to win this tournament. They're trying to keep that Lion line, just the best out there, and who have been playing the best. Also, a big shout out to our sponsor, GI Sports here, and the level loader, level the playing field. You can see level 1.5. And their new features, head to GI Sports. That's gisportswithaz.com for more info. So, here we go. Big run through from Chad Boucher has turned this into a 2-point game. 2 minutes, 9 seconds left. And on the breakout, Edmonton Impact here on your right, Heat on your left, and a bad break for Heat as they lose Fedorov again.
Heat was really late coming off that horn. Chad Boucher going to run through, get diced up. And that, well, he does get Justin Rabikoff, it looks like. So 4 on 3, 1 by advantage for Impact. Chad George and the Snake.
Chad Boucher getting a key kill, though, getting Justin Rabikoff off the field. That's huge for them. They needed that. Ryan Moorhead sitting in Dorito 3. But Nick Laval staring directly at him.
Yeah, but Nick Laval, the only gun.
Yeah, Impact didn't even run out to the Dorito side. They're just trying to lock it up.
Yeah, Impact is trying to seal up a victory to start off the season and announce to the rest of the league, hey, we may have had a few changes. We lose Keith, but you know what? We still can win tournaments.
Chad George gets shot. That blows open this whole Snake side, and if Goldman just stands up, he essentially can walk to the 50 wrap and shoot Moorhead, and he's going to take out. Oh, no, nice move by Nico to come to the center and chop it off. He recognizes it.
And here comes the run-throughs. 60 seconds on the clock.
Here comes Ryan Moorhead. He's going to give it a shot. He gets Laval, but then gets shot in his leg. Nico trying to make something happen, but still bodies left alive for Impact, and this is it, man. 46 seconds left. Edmonton Impact, all they need to do is just hang out in their spots. And Nico's going to give it a shot. He's going to run around, try to create some different angles, and hope for a miracle.
Well, unfortunately, Impact is not going to give him anything to shoot at.
And he's going to run all the way up and just run right into the guns, trying to make something happen. Edmonton Impact maybe unaware of the count or just being extra careful. Going to get a little head check on the clock for Goldman and Zach and Sewers.
Yeah, they know now.
And they are just going to let these last 5 seconds expire. And you see there Greg Sewers coming over, so I know Todd's a little bit of a heartbreaker, but this very first event back with Edmonton Impact getting the start on Sunday and getting it done on the D side. So a huge congratulations to Edmonton Impact as they steal the title of best team in paintball back from Houston Heat. Houston Heat will always get to have that series title and always have that World Cup win, but it is a what have you done for me lately sport. And right now, Edmonton Impact, they're back, man. New lineup, but they went with their starters, and those starters are incredibly efficient machines in killing their opponents and winning tournaments. Todd, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, they won this tournament on the backs of Alex Goldman and Justin Rabikoff, and I think Zach Yakimek actually did one heck of a job by shooting Konstantin Fedorov on the break every point. Well, I think that was one big thing that really did it for him. I said it in the beginning. If anybody's going to be able to stop what Alex Goldman is doing over here and Justin Rabikoff, it's going to be Konstantin Fedorov, and they shut him down on the break.
Let's have an MVP discussion right now. So Edmonton Impact taking this really big victory here and solidifying, their position in that #1 spot to start out the year. MVPs, I think it's either got to be Mouse, Alex Goldman, or Justin Rabikoff. Nick, what do you think?
I don't have any thoughts yet. I'm still mulling it over in my head.
Still sulking that X Factor wasn't playing in the finals?
No. I'll let that one go. Thanks for bringing that up, though.
I'm just saying.
No,
come on, give me your info. What are you thinking? Let's talk through this.
I mean, it's tough, man. And you can see right there your top gun winner. I mean, if you want to go off the numbers and the confirmed kills right there, 45 kills, 43 points played. I mean, Justin Rabikoff, that's the easy guy to go to. I think, though, what Todd said, I mean, being able to shoot Fedorov off the break,
Finals MVP.
Zach Yakimek or Justin Rabikoff, I think it's got to be one of those two, because those two guys all event long have had the guns up quick on the break and have shot people on that side, allowing Alex Goldman to have the freedom to do that. So that's where I'm kind of torn.
I'm kind of thinking event MVP, Alex Goldman, finals MVP, Justin Rabikoff. Look, that title that you're looking at on your screen, the Top Gun Award, this is a separate award that we created here at Go Sports and with My Fan Wagon in conjunction with Carbon, who provided the award. It's a beautiful gold barrel that you can put forever on your mantelpiece. But that is for the top killer. The top killer does not make you the most valuable player. Alex Goldman's ability to get in the snake time and time again and be the biggest threat in the entire league on this side of the field all the way into the finals. Everyone's worrying about him. It's a really hard snake. This is a difficult snake to play. Not all of our top snake players excelled over here. I think he's making that's a solid argument for him getting overall MVP for every game, and then maybe Justin finals MVP. Justin's already getting the Top Gun Award. Cena just came up here and stole it to go give it to Justin. So we don't have it anymore. It's now about to become Justin Rabikoff's.
Yeah.
Todd, you're looking at me like you don't agree. What do you think?
Oh, no. I thought he actually had more than 45 because he had 8 2 points into this, 3 points into this match right here. And you look at both of those guys, you get almost 90 kills between two guys.
Take that up. Yes.
That is ridiculous.
That's insane.
So
but what do you think,
between those two guys? I mean, honestly, it's really hard to be the #1 snake guy. To be the best snake guy in the tournament, to be the best snake guy in the league, there's only a handful of those guys that even exist, right? But, I mean, to be able to come in point after point after point to go to the snake and get the job done is crazy. But Justin Rabikoff, I feel like he's their leader, and, he sets the tone for those guys out there. But, I mean, Alex Goldman, the way that he played this weekend, I'd probably give it to him.
All 3 days. J-Rab. All right, so we're going to go down to Lauren Kelly, the winners.
We didn't have 2 minutes, Lauren.
Hey guys, I'm here with your winners for the first event of 2019 Impact. Congratulations, Bart. I think that a lot of people came into this match not thinking you were going to be able to pull it off this time with this new roster. You still have a lot of core guys, but a lot of changes in the hiatus. How does it feel to come in here and prove them wrong?
Well, it's a little bit of good taste from last year. I mean, we had a tough one last year. We lost 2 games that cost us the whole year, and I think the guys, it's more or less internally we know each other so well, and we've added the new guys which have really come in and played well, and it's just it's a total team. And I just got to say, mentally, we're strong and we're ready for another one. So let's keep it going, boys. 1 for 1.
You made it exciting. You guys wouldn't let Heat get a lot in there, though. Konstantin Fedorov was getting pretty frustrated on the sidelines. But I also got to hand it to 2 guys who had to step up, Alex Goldman, Justin Rabikoff, and you 2 were kind of battling it out for Top Gun. I'm here to tell you that your winner of the first Top Gun Award is J-Rab. 45 confirmed kills. Way to go. Want to say anything?
No. Let me just live it.
All right. Do you want to thank anyone before I let you guys go?
Just all our sponsors. We've got a ton of them right now, and it's been really good. We've been just blessed with what's going on with the team and the guys, and just having everything going on in the NXL, what they're doing for paintball. We're trying to grow it as we always get pressured all over the world, and just it's a great game, and I'm so proud to be here with these guys and living my life with them.
Well, it's always fun to watch you guys win, so congratulations. Back to you, Maddie.
Thank you so much, man. Just Edmonton Impact, they're so impressive. As look, there was a lot of questions coming in. We didn't know if Impact could do it again. Maybe they even were questioning themselves. I'm sure if they were being honest, like, we don't know. We're going to give it a shot and see how it goes. They went starting 5, but just unbelievable performances by 2 of the best players in the game. Not to take anything away from the rest of the guys, but with Mouse over here and being that constant threat on this snake side of the field, on a difficult snake side where not everybody excelled, even the excellent ones, that was impressive. And he had 3 good days of that. Justin didn't have the best first day. That's what makes his ability to come back and play so good on Saturday and Sunday. It was amazing. So, yeah, Edmonton Impact, they are definitely, they're back, man. They're the #1 team right now. They are, again, at the summit, and everyone's going to try to get up and take them off of that pedestal. So, I don't know. What do you guys think before we sign off? Overall MVP, Alex Goldman, and Finals MVP, Justin Rabikoff. Do you guys all, can we get a consensus? Nick?
Aye.
All right, there it is. So thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for joining us here, as it's been a fun one. I was pleasantly surprised by this field. Thought I was going to play a little slow, but we had some wild games for the very first event of 2019. Man, the NXL season, it's going to be fun. Thank you guys so much for joining us here. I'm Manny Marshall with Todd Martinez and Nick Sloviak. In behalf of our entire broadcast team, thank you so much. We'll see you guys next time. However, if you would like to watch the draw for the next event, then stick around. We'll be right back.
The driving mission at Go Sports is to bring you the best paintball content and broadcast in the world, behind the scenes, in the pits, and on the field. To continue this mission, we're rolling out a renovated website platform across the board, with easier search functions and a more robust chat system for better interaction with your fellow fans. Dive farther into the game with a new integrated stats portal. Get your insight into the game anytime, anywhere, with an improved functionality across all mobile devices. Check it out now on GoSports.com.